Hello and welcome to Thomas Geiger Car, today with the Audi UrbanSphere concept. After the Bavarian manufacturer has shown us the SkySphere concept in Pebble Beach as a luxury roadster and the GrandSphere concept at the Munich Auto Show as the upcoming flagship, Audi is experimenting now with a totally new segment, a luxury people mover. They would call it a van if that would not be too low-key. But this is the answer of the never-stopping demand of space, especially in China, and could hit the market in about 5 years. If you're keen to know what to expect from that car that competes with vehicles like an M Grand or an Alfa, join me on my first walk around and I'll tell you more about it. Since it's a totally new segment that Audi is conquering, the Bavarians try to keep their identity very, very strong. That's the reason why the single frame grille is still there, even if it's now a digital one, and why the Audi rings are totally lit up and very prominent in the front fascia. If we look to the side of the vehicle, we see the car is really huge. 5.50 meters in length, and the wheelbase is 3.40 meters. That's even more than the extended long wheelbase version of the A8 Horch that was recently launched. But the height is pretty low. It's just a little less than 1.80 meters, so it's not a bus that we would expect. No, it's still a very dynamic and sporty car. And at the end, again, we see some reminders of the GrandSphere concept and again, the big Audi rings and something like exhaust pipes, a diffuser to make the car even more sporty. Technology-wise, we're talking about the PPE platform, the joint development with Porsche, the architecture for the upcoming luxury electric vehicles. In this case, we have a 120 kilowatt hours battery, and since it's an Audi, a quattro drive with 295 kilowatts of power. The battery of 120 kilowatt hours should be enough for about 500 kilometers of range. And since it's an urban car, it's not about speed, it's all about comfort. Talking about air suspension with an adaptive system and talking about rear wheel steering. So even that big car should handle pretty easy in the city. Once the butterfly doors open wide, there is a red carpet guiding me into the vehicle, and since it's a chauffeur vehicle, it is the back seat that offers the most comfort. The seat has been turned towards the outside to make the entrance easy. Now it slides back and I'm sitting in a very, very roomy cabin. I have two displays at the back seat that are controlled with my eyes, so I don't have to touch anything, don't have to leave any fingerprints. But they're only for the basic functions. In the final show car, there also will be a big display mounted at the roof, folding down. It is transparent, so I can still see something, but I have the perfect view and a cinema on wheels. Other than that, it is very roomy, very comfortable, but it's not old-fashioned. It's no brown saddle leather, it's no dark wood. No, it is very cool, very clean, very techy, typical Audi. Some nice details in the car. There is a Zen garden at the floor, or at least something like a Zen garden with these marks in the carpet. I have a privacy shield to provide some privacy towards the passenger next to me and easy to lean on. And if I'm thirsty along the drive, there is even a little bar in the center console. So that pops up. I have some glasses down here and I can pour some water from here, have a sip and have an easy go. The UrbanSphere concept is made for the second row. That's first class. Yes, there are two seats in the first row as well, but they're mainly for the driver, if there's a driver at all, because the car is made for level 4 autonomous driving, and most of the time it's driving on its own. So there are two pedals left, but in the first side there is no steering wheel at all. It's the HMI concept of the GrandSphere with absolutely no buttons, with some virtual controls and a display that is displayed on the wooden panel that is mounted underneath the windscreen. But if you don't have level 4 autonomy available, maybe due to a lack of cell phone coverage or something like that, you just have to press this console, the dashboard opens, and there will be a steering wheel as well. And if I look at the little less comfort in the first row, I'm still pretty happy sitting here because there's also a third row, and that is mainly for luggage or for very small children. As I said, second row, first class. That is the idea behind that concept. Thanks for joining me on that first walk around at the Audi UrbanSphere concept. Yes, it is a concept right now, but since the segment is growing in the Asian markets, Audi is really considering building something like that. Not sure if everybody would love it and not sure if it really fits to the brand's core, but it will be an interesting addition to the lineup. The Chinese people will go crazy if they have a car like that, and seeing how the rush hour gets danced in Europe as well, I can well imagine being driven in a vehicle like that to work in, let's say, 5 years' time.